Hi, Shannon.
Hello, my love. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, Shannon.
Hello, my love.
Okay, I can hear us. Can you still hear me? Shannon, I can't hear you. There you go, I think. Welcome, chat. Can the chat hear me? I can't hear Shannon. There you are. I think I got you. Hello?
Okay. Hello.
Okay, there you are.
Hey.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Hi.
do not make me go back. Hey.
How
So
are
I
you,
tried to
Iridium?
put the whole. There's Iridium. I tried to put the entire, like, every show we're covering in the title, and YouTube was like, we're not having it. So I had to hashtag it.
Well, okay, so the 90-day, we didn't have the second part of the reunion this week. It's next week, isn't it?
No, but we were gonna.
We're updating
discuss
on the controversies, right?
Yes, because culty, 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 this culty has got himself a new Instagram. He took a picture of all of his lovely wife's things now. I can't, it basically was like, I can't believe this woman. She came here with the clothes on her back in a suitcase that I bought her. And I've tried to do this, that, and the other. And I guess he took a picture of all of her things boxed up.
Oh.
It was a lot. He gave her $1,000 to start a business. He drove her. They can't hear me. Why can't you hear me?
Okay, you cut out. You're cutting in and out a little bit.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just have to kill everything that's got. I had Twitter in the background.
I think on your system you probably have to kill everything but what you're doing with YouTube and this.
Like, I think I've finally come to realize that.
Like, not even Chrome open, like no open window.
No.
Don't have it do multiple things.
Honest to God, I mean, I want to. It's crazy. This damn piece of crap. Can they still? Hold on, let's see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I know y'all can hear me. I don't know why they can't.
Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Kelly. Hello, everyone in chat. We're doing 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup. Which ones did you put in the title?
RuPaul's Drag Race, Love After Lockup, and 90 Day Fiance.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, they can hear you. Yay. So and the only real update that I have for 90 Day Fiance is that Culty has filed for divorce.
Yes, and Debbie paid.
Good for her. And I was looking at the, what is that? I was looking at the GoFundMe. She's got enough for bail. I don't know if she's out, but she's got enough for bail.
She's out at a friend's house, it said, right?
Yeah, well, the friend also contacted Culty and said she'll take back what she said to John Yates about you being a pedophile if you will pay her if you bail her out. And Colt posted that or shared that. And then she's like, it was like, I'll call you in 30 minutes to see what your answer is. Oh no, Kelly, Ashley's in the hospital too with kidney failure. I knew she had lupus.
What?
Yeah, she was in the hospital at Christmas for a lupus flare.
She was found
unresponsive. I saw that. But what happened? Sorry, you guys, what happened since then? I saw the lupus one at Christmas time. There was another thing?
Someone found her passed out, and she's in the ICU with kidney failure.
Right now, oh my goodness.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
She posted about it herself and said it's lupus related.
So she's out of
lupus will attack.
No, she's different in the hospital. Yeah.
She's in the hospital right now. See, we don't want to see that, you guys. We don't want to see any real damage, medical illnesses, people hurt. Like that's the sucky part about this being real life, is because there's no writers like protecting us from like the really tragic storylines and just keeping it lighthearted. Like it is, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly positive thoughts to her. I hope that it's good to hear she posted it herself. That means she's not in a coma or something, right?
Right, but I wonder if she's having to undergo like I don't know, I've lost the word for that. Dialysis. I hope it's like, yeah. Who was on the panel, Kelly? It's Sassy Cat and Iridium and me, your host, 681. He met Cat Diesel. So we are. Well, that is a development I didn't know about. This poor cast. My jeez. You know,
wow, right?
And a lot of updates.
Yeah, and then we have Asuelu and Steven going at it.
Yes. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Instagram.
I mean, they're going at it in Twitter posts, and like he goes on, and it's so funny because when he did his statement to Steven, he goes on and he's all dressed all nice, and there she is sitting next to him, and they're making like a formal statement together. And then Steven's just in his Twitter messages, I think it is, I don't know, whatever the messages are, but he's typing to Asuelu going, at least I supported my wife and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, they're going back and forth.
Steven is the one who is with Olga, had the baby in Russia.
Yes,
and he's saying that Eric made a statement on his Instagram.
What?
That looked like he was being held captive, and he was reading the note that the captors gave him.
No. No.
It was just ridiculous. People aren't treating Lydia right, Lita, and
his
blah
family?
blah blah.
His family or the audience?
The audience. Well, here's the go. Then the second part of his was that he wanted his daughter to come to the table, and his ex-wife to come back to the table and talk about things. So was it?
Oh, no.
And then he had Lydia's statement that he was supposed to make, but then he lost it. So he was like, I've got a statement from Lydia. And then he went, I lost it. And then he said, I'll just add it to the bottom of this. So that was today, I think it was. I was laughing so hard. He looked like a hostage. Ripping off the man's. And I'm sure she was taking one of it. He looked like he
kind of is. He's a prisoner of his mind, thinking this is his last chance at happiness. Yeah. This is his last chance at hope. This is his last chance at life, is holding on to her. So he is in a prison. He's holding on to her.
If y'all are not following these idiots on Instagram. On my Twitter, I will post their Instagram links.
Oh yes, we can retweet them.
You can't make
Yes.
this shit up. Look, we take the obvious, all right, which is pretty silly, but we couldn't write what these idiots really do on a daily basis.
We could not write these situations. It would be, if we proposed it to any like TV network, they would say, this is too far-fetched. You're out of your mind. No one will watch this. Oh, you know, the producers of Love After Lockup did 90 Day Fiancé, but they proposed it to TLC and they said no. That's why they went to We.
He's probably kicking themselves in the ass because...
Oh, you know there is. You know, I went on the Reddit thread and about the episodes, and there's a lot of people in the Love After Lockup that are saying it's 90 day times 1,000, which is what we've been saying all along.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they took the same kind of premise of 90 Day Fiancé and really flipped the script on it.
The Philly 501 says this season is the perfect storm.
Okay, why, Philly? Put it in the chat. Why do you think it's the perfect storm? I mean, it is in so many ways, but what's your reason?
So many ways. You are right, but we need to know exactly why you feel that way. And nothing you type is wrong. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
You can't get this question wrong.
And maybe we've all thought it, or maybe it's something new that someone else is looking at.
Oh, gee. Yeah, somebody that missed something we did. Because, you know, now I'm thinking that this 90 Day Fiancé, when they come in today and finish up the reunion, it's going to, I mean, it is already failing horribly against what's going on right now. You know, I mean, if they could just say, we're scrapping the second part of this and we're just going to go live with what's going on now. Now from the Nevada jail, we have Larissa. You know, in hiding, we've got Cook.
Goodness.
You know, we could go. I mean, it's just so many ways. This is a perfect storm of
well, and they can cross the audiences because you could have Larissa and Colty participating in Love After Lockup, except that they got married already.
I called it.
But they could be Love After Lockup.
I want to cross.
They could do crossover.
So I'm just really quickly going to go through RuPaul's Drag Race because that seems like old news right now. Old news. We're just going to quickly go through real quick.
Quick recap.
So this week we had they had to roast Lady Bunny with a eulogy. So this was, you know, we had to write it out. Well, in the beginning, I'll tell you, I'm gonna go right to the beginning. All right. Manila is who I love. Manila is on. I love her. I love her. I love her.
So she's your favorite.
She's my favorite. And she, so, you know, in the RuPaul, the way they have All-Star set up is the two winners. They have two winners. Those two winners lip sync to see who wins the money, and then they pull out who they want to get rid of. So they, you know, it's not regular rules. So last week, I think it was Manila. I can't remember who the other one was that won, but anyway, whoever it was, they sent home Latrice. That was by hiss. I'm not saying it was a bad decision. I just didn't like it. So when they come back into the workroom, Monet Exchange wants to see who Manila was going to send home. And she was going to send her home. She was going to send home Monet Exchange. So everybody got mad. I'm like, why are y'all mad? One, because Manila and Latrice go back a long way. And Latrice and Manila was going to keep her friend in there. I mean, is that... So anyway, we had the roasting. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch because, well, Monet Exchange was the first one out, knocked it out the park, did great. And you have Lady Bunny over here in a casket.
See, that would be so difficult for me.
Oh no, she was sitting. It was such a. It was a really out there prop. right? So it wasn't like it was an actual, it was bedazzled, and you could see where she was actually sitting because it was raised up. So she was basically sitting there.
Yes, that would have been hard for me as a person.
Maybe so.
To do that.
Maybe. I don't know. But Lady Bunny is not scared of anything. So we had Monet came out and killed it. All right, she killed it. She was the first up. That damn Monique. I don't like Monique, the brown cow. She is the one who won last week, so she got to pick the order that people went in this week. So she picked Monet to go first. Monet did an excellent job. Then I think she had Trinity, Valentina, Naomi, and Manila. She put Manila last, thinking that Manila was going to just tank.
Right.
Manila and Lady Bunny go way back. So there was a point where RuPaul was walking around the workroom and Monique realized she had effed up because Manila had Ru just dying laughing at the joke she was telling. So anyway, Trinity bombed. Valentina bombed as usual.
Oh my goodness, it was bad.
Naomi bombed. And then Manila came out. So we have the two winners were, I think it was Monet and Manila. And Manila won the lip sync. But no, and then Monet won the lip sync. So they split the prize, sent them back into the workroom. Nobody left. And we go back to regular. In fact, I think RuPaul said that they go, All Stars rules are suspended until further notice. They all go back into the workroom. What's going on? What's going on? Lady Buddy appears in the window, screams, and they turn around, and all the other drag queens that have been sent home are standing behind them. Yeah. In the workroom. I don't know what that means. But had they sent somebody home, I'm going to vote 100 times for Valentina. And I talked her up Friday. I talked her up because she got in this role in Rent.
That's what I was thinking of is now that we saw that, it makes me really, she had no acting ability at all during that challenge.
None.
So it makes me really question what's going to be on. Didn't you say that it's going to be on the 26th or something?
Yeah, I think it's the 20th. I mean, I might have that wrong. Blondie, what? Valentina, actually, she doesn't listen to any critiques. In her mind, she has grown so far. I have to come leaps and bounds. No, you really haven't. No, I wanted to see her go because the other ones are funnier. I don't know what happened to Trinity. Trinity. That always saves Valentina is her runways. Her runways save her every time. And she's a beautiful, queen. But I don't know. I don't know if the bottom two are now going to have to start lip syncing. I'm sure. I mean, what are the four coming back for? I have no idea. I can't wait to find out. So that was that.
Iridium, are you there? Shannon, sorry, can we check on Iridium because we haven't heard from her.
Hi,
Iridium,
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here, but I don't watch the show. So I'm just being quiet. Quiet.
That's good. Because we're going straight on through. We're just going straight on through to love.
We have so much with Love After Lockup. There's so much with that show. So if it's okay with you, Shannon, Iridium and I chatted briefly before the show because we know that hitting you with DMs is kind of hit or miss. So we kind of did. So what we did is we put together a list. Iridium, can you see yours? The list of couples?
Sure. Hold on a second.
Okay. So we have a list of couples so that we hit every couple for the show and it's not so all over the place. So when you just pick a show, we're ready to go like couple to couple to couple to couple.
Sweet. Because that's the way I do my notes, couple to couple.
Okay, good. So that works. So then you just pick the shows. Like I guess we're moving on to Love After Lockup, correct?
We got to move on to Love After Lockup. That is where the drama is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness. And every single couple is like, wow. In
It's
real
like,
life and on the show, both.
oh my God.
There is, it's, wow. It's just, you cannot write this show. You could not write it.
And it's so bad that I tried to watch it again a little while ago, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I watched it twice. I did watch and rewatch this yesterday. And then I watched it twice yesterday, actually. And I went to watch it again. I said, I just can't. I can't. These people, I can't.
Okay, so I'm a little opposite. I'm a little opposite on that. I can turn it on and kind of have it playing, and then I kind of laugh at like what's coming up, like what's going to happen. Because you cannot write this show. You could not. No. It is so dramatic and crazy, and you just, wow. There's a lot going on.
Diesel, Jonathan did file for divorce, I think. I know Colt did on the 11th.
Okay, Kelly is saying, Kelly Huff said in the chat, yes, Jonathan filed December 22nd.
Good. And he's looking for love again already, Kelly?
What?
Stop it. Yeah, he's looking for love again. Maybe season 3, Love After Lockup. Send Jonathan over there. Since,
wow.
Girl, I don't even know about that, but anyway.
Wow.
And Blonde, I agree with you. Valentina hasn't grown that much. But we'll see what she does with Rent. That's written word. She can do that, I guess. So, all right. Which couple did y'all want to do first?
All right, Iridium, are y'all back, sis?
Yes.
Who's the first couple we're starting off with?
Lizzie and Scott.
Oh.
Okay, let me flip to my Lizzie and Scott notes on my legal pad in blue ink. Okay. Here we go.
My goodness. We're starting off with a bang.
Right into that train wreck. We are just going to get on board that train right now. Girls. Girls. All right, who wants to start this?
I think we started the seafood restaurant trip.
Well, and I'd like to start off. I'd like to start off with Iridium's opinion on the restaurant thing.
Well, okay. Do you mean if I thought it was a nice restaurant? It was a nice restaurant. It looked like it was nice. A seafood restaurant. Lizzie has expensive tastes for somebody with no money and a big heroin habit. So they start off, she somehow has two different drinks. She's sipping on both of them at the same time. She's got two straws shoved in there.
Double fisted it.
And she starts.
But they were here's another point though, is they're not two of the same drink either. She's drinking two completely separate drinks. It's weird.
Yes.
Who does that?
With no
money. How would that taste good?
She's a sociopath. I guess sociopaths do that. She begins with, so she has already spent, he's given her $90,000, right? Which we find in this episode, I was a little relieved to hear, didn't all go to heroin. Some of it went somewhere else.
Well, some of it I know went to legal fees because at the end of season 1, she was in so much trouble over cell phones and drug charges that she was looking at extra time. And he paid for the lawyer and got it down to just a year.
Yeah, I'm thinking about something else that it went to. But we'll get to that. No! It went to meth, then to shrimp.
Yeah, drugs.
There was some meth stuff.
Yes, that's how she got her seafood. That's how she got her shrimp.
So she starts in on him early. She starts ordering, raw oysters, Rockefeller, and then has to tell him, well, we didn't get this in prison, Scott. So bring on the expensive food while she's sucking on these 2 different tropical cocktails at the same time and eating the oysters. So he starts, I guess, kind of complaining a little bit, and about her daughter, which is always a good thing to start doing when you're worried about whether your girlfriend is going to stay with you. Start complaining about their only child. So she's, pretending I just can't figure out why she doesn't think you're good for me. And she knows exactly why. She's not fooling anyone.
That was so manipulative. That was so manipulative.
And he says, well, I think it's because I helped you. The $90,000, which went for heroin and shrimp. And
it was.
I think here's the thing, though, about the cell phones. I think that those were purchased externally to the prison, but they were smuggled in somehow, probably.
I don't want to know.
In a butt crack, I'm guessing.
Wow.
I don't know how else you would get them in there. So
my goodness.
So he's like, well, I helped you. She's like, well, that's not really helping me. You forced me to buy heroin with that $90,000. Who was in prison with her? He didn't make her spend all that money on heroin. She took. This is the 6th episode, right? How many episodes has she been in? Because they were in last season too. I was shocked. She managed to shock me. She was taking absolutely no responsibility for her buying all those drugs. And
no,
I don't know how she snorted or whatever.
I love that they started out. And was it Scott that brought up she doesn't like him, or did no one?
Yes.
I don't remember. I think it might have been her. And then she said, "Oh, that's why Jasmine doesn't like you."
No, and originally she says no. She said, "I don't know why that is." She didn't know why. She was like, and I wonder why she likes a lot of people and she doesn't like you. Right. I wonder why. And she knows
exactly why.
Yes.
And then she holds that over his head, like, be worried I might leave you, because my daughter's really important to me. She's evil. She is evil. And then at the same time, she's stuffing down all this expensive seafood and these 2 drinks. She's not at the same time.
This is exactly what I wrote down. Double fisting drinks, shoving oysters down her throat. That's what I wrote.
And at the same time, completely like a cat with a mouse, toying with this man on the other end. She knows exactly what she's doing to manipulate him.
Yep.
But I'd like to talk to a shift in point. Here's Scott on the other side of the table. This is what he's doing in return. While she's doing all that, he's having his side that it keeps cutting to. And he talks about her daughter and he says, the only reason I can think is, it was because I gave you all the money to help you. She flips the script on the help part and says, you helped me have a demon inside me or whatever.
You tried to kill me. You tried to kill me.
If you loved me, you wouldn't have done that. And that makes me, basically in so many words. So then he's on his side. When she's ordering all this stuff, he says, because I promised you, or because I told you I would, like it's a promise, right? Like he's holding up his end because he told her that he will treat her like that, right?
Yeah.
And because he's like, that's a lot of food. And she's like, well, oysters are an aphrodisiac. She knows exactly what that means. And she's not intending to have sex with this man at all. So.
No, he probably doesn't know what it means. So don't
Oh,
worry about it.
yes. Yeah.
He probably had
Oh,
no
yes.
idea what that's a big
She's
word.
pushing
You
those.
know it.
She's taunting him like with the, ooh, we could, but there's no, She's giving signals like, ooh, there's a possibility, but it's not at all. So she knows that. And he's hoping that by saying, I promised you I would, that on her side, there's some kind of a promise. And she's making sure that he knows that promises are all hinged on certain things. It's crazy the way that their conversation goes.
It's really sad because she's throwing down. She's presenting what's going to happen. She's basically telling him without it coming out of her mouth. And he's not picking it up.
Yes, and she's also said if there's no money, she's gone.
The card got declined. If he lies to me about that. But when she said, I've been a hooker, a stripper, because she said, you think I'm using you? And he just looks at her like,
yeah,
like he doesn't understand what language she's talking. And she gets on her high horse that she has one. I can't remember. She found one. I've been a hooker and a stripper and an alcoholic and what, but I'm not a thief. Yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's where she draws the line. Like, that's where she draws the line is she's not going to, be a thief.
Well,
she is a thief.
He paid $90,000. If she's a hooker, she needs to give it up.
She's an emotional thief as it is. But he says to her, or she says to him, or he says to her, sorry. He says to her, if it wasn't me, it would have been somebody, wouldn't have? And she said, yeah. And he said, can you tell me if I didn't do that, if you would be sitting there? And she goes, no, I probably wouldn't. Right there, the whole conversation is about her using him.
That's what I'm saying. She's throwing it down. He's not picking it up.
No.
He's ignoring that.
He's in denial. He's in denial.
Somehow thinks that he really believes he's her savior.
Well, he brought up that she said, don't leave me. And he was like, and I just knew she collapsed on me and I just would never leave. And that's why him internally, he took that on. And now he thinks after all this, he gets a payback, like you're in my corner too. And that's not how it is with her.
She passed out because she bought heroin with the money he gave her.
And at the same time, he's lying about his finances because he knows he has already said, if she knows it's run out, she will leave. They both know what's going on. It's crazy to watch.
And then in her little video, her little they call them confessionals. When she says she's not going to sleep with me, it might take a year, might take 6 months, might take 5 years.
Right.
What she means is, if I can find someone with more money within this time, I'm gone. She's not going to sleep with him.
Her face, her whole expression, she has such dead eyes. She does. She has
the eyes of a shark.
Yep, she does. And then when the credit card is declined, she tries this on him. She says, oh, I feel bad now. We're still holding those 2 drinks. She does not feel bad.
Is that just
don't feel bad?
And if you know that you are broke and you're taking this woman out to a very expensive dinner, check your balance before you go, just to avoid embarrassment.
He might not have
I don't. That's one of those things, you guys. I wonder about the behind the scenes. I wonder if they set it up that one would be declined or something. I don't know.
What, try to get a reaction?
Yes.
If I was a producer, I would have done the same thing. Way to go, producers. Except for I'd have made sure 2 or 3 of them were declined.
To trip some kind of a reaction or something.
Oh, yes. Oh, I would have.
Because they know it's
all his cash and his cards.
Well, they know it's so financially based. So they want that little nugget to come out on both sides. And that's a way to kind of put it out there.
She's evil. And the fact, I mean, there's no way she's not back in jail. Because her life is a scam. That is what her life is. I think it's been her life since she was a kid. And I don't want to go into, I don't know about her family. And every one of these people, both sides of these people, have horror stories of, drug addicted parents and running away. I mean, even the people who are in love with the convicts, have these backstories.
Here's Lizzie and Scott's thinking, okay, well, I have to provide for both of us, set us both up. He's even telling the daughter, like, she can count on me. I'm giving her a start. I'm giving her a way to do things. Her side, we know already from the show last night, is in an instant, she could be gone. And she has no resources. So that just tells you right there, her mentality is not to stay, oh, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get my driver's license. I'm going to do it. It's not angled that way at all.
Oh, she's a cat that's always going to land on her feet. Don't worry about that. She's probably got one of them tricks she was talking to in prison lined up.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is clearly she is not thinking, okay, I'm invested in this man. I want to build a relationship with him. That's not it.
And I wonder how much money she made. If he spent $90,000, and some of that was on her lawyer, and she admittedly, and he knows she had other men sending her money. She was making more in prison than people out here working the right job.
That's wow. $90,000, you guys.
And there's no telling what, I'd love to know everything she received, because she was making good bank while she was in prison, and she ain't gonna be able to make that money out of prison to what she was making in. And I'm thinking, is she one that is like Matt and just as comfortable in jail as she is out? I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Well, they don't have Oysters Rockefeller in prison, so I think she likes it better outside.
Yeah, well,
she's got some seafood. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? I have been fascinated by this story that she tells about, and they showed a picture of her that I'm assuming was taken in her prison cell of her acting like this is, a headshot for some celebrity chef show on Food TV. She's like, haha, oh yeah, when I was in prison, I used to cook shrimp in my cell, and I got it from the kitchen by giving them, I don't know how much this is.
Giving them meth.
A 20 bag. A 20 bag of meth. How much meth is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But how, even if you found somebody, a kitchen person who was like, sure, I'll take some meth for these prawns. How do you cook shrimp in a cell block and not have every single person on the entire floor not know what you were doing? And everybody's fine with it. Somebody had to have complained, because that's smells.
Not in prison. I bet they didn't. In prison.
Iridium, that's where you still haven't watched the series Orange is the New Black.
No,
it tells you how they do that. Okay.
How?
You need to watch that.
No,
because
I don't want to.
You can't. Okay, so Orange is the New Black illustrates the fact that when you're behind bars, there's a whole network of you stay in your own lane. You don't complain about other people's things because you don't want them in your stuff. You kind of, if you do, then you have to be able to have kind of a little thing going on where you're in control or something. You get into so that if you don't keep to yourself, you end up in a whole lot of push me, pull you kind of stuff.
None of the guards complained about that stuff stinking.
Now again, Orange is the New Black teaches you that there are guards that don't behave the way that you would think that guards would. Some of them are out for themselves.
She's buying
they make money
from guards. From guards, and probably guards are breaking in those cell phones and making a lot of money.
So that's homework. Or Iridium is Orange is the New Black. It will illustrate this. We are coming into it. If you've seen Orange is the New Black, we kind of have how it works in the behind the bars kind of ways. And then we also have a spy on the front. So watching Love After Lockup, we're watching these people coming out of jail thinking, okay, they came out of this world. And now they're transitioning into this one, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't, poor Iridium, because she's so sweet and nice, has no idea how prison works. And I mean, I'm telling you, her family letters saying, leave her alone. Yeah, prison is
criminals are still criminals, and criminal behavior goes on in prisons.
Probably easier to get along in prison than it is out here.
Gang activity goes on. It's the same kind of things on the street. It's just boiled down into these buildings. But there's gangs, they operate criminal activity, there's drugs, yes. Those pictures, those Lizzie headshots and stuff were all done on the smuggled cell phones.
There's a hierarchy, like ripping her bed sheets apart to make
a toga.
You just watched one of those on MSNBC. She had it going on, or then she had a little knee socks going on. Oh, that's cute.
Okay, you guys, in the chat.
One girl would take off on the. Oh yes, Sarah. We're gonna get to that, Sarah Jane. We're gonna get to that. Sarah Jane said she knew that girl was gonna take off on that dude.
Oh yeah,
that's Clint and what's her face?
Are they the next couple, Iridium? Are they the next couple?
I don't know. Let me check my list. Wait, let me see if I have anything else written down. Oh, Scott, with his haircut, he looks more like a wascally wabbit. He has got to get teeth bags. I can't take it anymore. Those two front teeth. Poor thing. But he looked, and it's not like he didn't have the means. He had $90,000. He could have had a new shiny white set of teeth by now, or at least 2 teeth on either side of those 2 front teeth to keep them company.
Well, she broke the bridge when she jumped on top of him out of jail. Remember?
I know.
They back and file the court. He said that was a lot of money.
I think Charlene had it with him and is not giving him any more advice because if he was just poor and didn't have money for teeth, I would feel differently. But he just wasted all this money. And I just, every time they show him, I just think of Bugs Bunny. I can't.
He does. He has those two right in front.
It's terrible.
What strikes me with that, you guys, is that he was obviously so responsible with Lizzie's attorneys and things like that. And we don't know what he does for a living or anything like that. Did he just get a lump sum somehow, and that's where he got?
Well, I saw somebody say he was a truck driver, and then I thought he said he worked for the state. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how.
Does anyone in the chat? Does anyone listening know what Scott does for a living? Has anyone found that out?
He had to pay. He had to pay extra money to get her out of trouble that he got her into.
Right.
Here's money for
that he helped get her into. She also did her part in that.
So he is throwing good money after bad.
Yeah.
Just so that's and I'm assuming that he really thought. I don't know though. Maybe he thought when she came out, she would be absolutely upholding to him and love him and all that. But when she got out, she was cagier than when she was in, leaving everything very, like, oh, by the way, you're looking at a house. I'm not going to sleep with you, make it a 4-bedroom.
Right.
I don't think he was expecting that. I think she snowed his ass.
And I think that he still is bought in, even though originally he thought they were going to be together as a couple. That's it. They're living together. It's awesome.
Yeah.
She came out and stepped way back from that. But at the same time, he is still standing there like they exchanged some kind of a promise. And on his side, all he ever heard, remember last season when they would be on the phone, she would cry and say, "Don't leave me. Are you going to leave me?" He thinks that there's a buildup of that they need each other. And that wasn't real. That was about like cell phones and drugs and things she was doing.
Yeah. And is she still addicted? That's what I wonder.
People were saying, I don't know what it looks like, but people on the Reddit forums were saying that in the kitchen or something, her eyes looked like she was on cocaine.
She looked to me when she was having a talk at that table that her speech was slurred. Now, I don't know how many drinks she was double fisting, but
well, at the end, she had 4 glasses on the table.
Oh, well, I have a feeling she had more than that in prison for dinner at night, so I don't know.
Did you guys, here's something weird. So we see Lizzie order all these oysters, and I'm trying to think back on the scene. Were they ever both eating at the same time? Did more food come? Because it just showed her eating oysters, I thought.
I didn't see that.
Didn't see me. I think that the producers spared us that watching Scotty. I thank them. Thank you, producers. That's mean, but I'm sorry. That's one thing they spared us. You know, we'll let them listen to them have sex. Let's just, all right, Scott eating, cut that out. Just cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Put in more sex. You know,
oh my goodness.
You're right.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know.
Okay, are we?
Yeah.
Are we have to keep an eye on the time because the show's coming on.
Oh.
That's why I went a little early, because I thought we would have so much to discuss. We couldn't get it done in an hour.
Are we moving on to Clint? And the chat brought up Clint and Tracy.
You know what? Let's save them for the end.
Okay.
Next
you
know, they are the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, let's go to Brittany and Marcelino. No.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't this interesting? The developments here. So,
okay, can we start off with something really funny? Because on the Reddit forum, someone posted, because it was during the show that they were posting. And when she said that she used to hang up her clothes to block off her bottom bunk so that's how she had sex with the girl that she invited over.
Yes, Amanda.
Yeah.
And the Reddit comment was, "Thank you, Brittany, for how to have sex in prison, just in case I ever get arrested."
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, poor Marcelino.
Oh my gosh.
He's like,
I have a totally different opinion of her now too.
Me too.
I guess he was probably leaving for work and said, don't invite any felons over.
Okay. She's already said it's against her probation or whatever for her to do it.
And she's doing it on TV.
On national TV.
Oh, God.
Come on now. Oh my gosh.
Look. Oh my, and she just gives zero shits. I mean, zero shits. So Amanda comes to the door. Oh, knock, knock, knock. And I bet you Amanda was thinking, yes, girl. When they were like, look at this bench. And they were jumping on it. And that's a lot different from how we had. And I'm thinking, Amanda's got a bag in the car. All right. She thinks she's staying. She thinks they're going to just sex all over. They ain't got to. In fact, they say we don't have to hide anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. And then they want to go down to the pool.
And who's the one initiating, let's get in the pool together? And Brittany.
Well,
Brittany instigating all of it.
Oh, when Brittany said in the room, well, I'm staying with my boyfriend, Amanda's like, do what? And So Amanda's absorbing that, and then Brittany says, "Well, I was hoping we could go shopping for a wedding dress." And
Yeah.
Amanda's taken back again, like, what? And
How that is not taking the other person's feelings into any consideration. That is that's like Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan slamming you in the kneecap.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's
probably,
a shock.
literally.
And then just the way she said some of those things, the way Brittany said some of those things to Amanda, just was it was kind of a, oh gosh, are you mad? Of course she's mad. And then when she's told, yes, I am upset, Brittany's like, oh, let's get in the pool, ha ha ha, and she starts flirting with her. I the last episodes, I felt sorry for Brittany. I thought this is someone who seems nice, like a nice person. She's had a really rough life. Marcelino is a controlling, crazy freak, and maybe she'd be happier with one of these girlfriends. My opinion of her totally changed based on that episode. She was horrible to Amanda. She is a liar and a manipulator.
And she said that they never even formally broke up. So when she invited her over, I'm sure the girl had some hopes that they were actually still a couple.
Oh yeah.
And Amanda's bags were in the car. I'm telling you right now, she was going to move in. When they were sitting there, and I mean, God, Brittany is just throwing brick after brick at this poor Amanda. I felt so sorry for Amanda.
Yeah,
and
too.
She said, will he mind if I'm here? And she said, well, let's ask him. And then Brittany looked like she was looking at a steak when she looked at that girl, like a daggone sizzling steak. That look at her, it was predatory to me. It was predatory to me.
Yeah. They really captured that too. They did.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so bad because Amanda thought she was walking into something completely different.
Yeah.
And
then I think because Brittany, remember Marcelino said that she has always been gay until him.
Well, she's got 2 other children that she doesn't have.
Oh, did I misunderstand that in the before?
She's got 2 kids out there that she lost to, like.
Did I?
And one of them, they think maybe one of the names is William because she has that tattooed on her arm, and then there's a girl's name, but she lost a son and a daughter to Child Protective Services.
Well, I remember he had a conversation with the guy that you said is his dad.
Yeah.
And he said, I thought it was just a friend, but he said to him something about have only had lesbian sex or something. And Marcelino was like something about like, whatever I've got, it's awesome, or I don't know. I understood it to be Marcelino thought maybe it was just because she'd been in there for 10 years.
God,
right?
That's such a long time.
6 years or 10 years? I don't know. I might be getting the numbers mixed up.
Yeah, the other person who doesn't understand how prison really is besides me is Marcelino, apparently.
Thank you. Marcelino ain't got no clue. No clue at all.
That's right.
I just kept saying, what did I write? I was just writing. Oh God, I don't want to get involved. I mean, I don't want to get invested, but I am so sad for Amanda. I'm not going to be sad for Marcelino. He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
And he thinks that if he controls her environment, he can control her. And she's very much like not even on that same page.
So they supposedly got married on the show. It's coming up. But they
supposedly she's pregnant, right?
Well,
hasn't she announced that she's pregnant?
She denied it.
Oh,
she denied being pregnant. All right, so they didn't get married till like the 28th of December, so that was only a couple weeks ago. There was a baby registry at Target for Brittany and Marcelino Santiago, due date December 31st.
Mm.
So she also posted a picture on her Instagram New Year's Eve saying she was turned up. It was her and Marcelino.
I had to Google
And
that.
somebody said, "What do you mean you turned up? I thought you were pregnant." And she kind of backed. She didn't say that she said she wasn't. And they said, "Well, we thought you had a baby register." She said, "I'm not saying that I never was. Now. So was it a baby? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, even real time, we don't know. We don't know. Supposedly it was a
She's
girl.
so shady. She is so
Very,
shady.
very.
Yeah. I don't like her. I did like her. I don't like her now.
Yep.
And she's so calculating. She knew
Very.
sitting there, she knows that she's already announced that she knows that Marcelino has control issues and he was very aggressive and all this things or whatever. And then he's leaving and she's just like, bye. And she knew she was calling her that day. She knew all that.
He's bet his back with that one. Tell you that
And
right
she
now.
just says that she's going to announce to him. She said that she doesn't know how he feels about three ways, but she is going to, mention it to him. So
Well,
it's
we
like,
saw
wow, girl.
the previews for the rest of the season, because if those previews were just the next show, I'm dead. I'm dead. Because those previews they showed at the end have got to be, I hope, spread across the whole season. Because if that shit is in one show, girl, I'm gonna pass out. I'll pass out. It'd be too much information for me.
Well, and it looks like it is. And that's the thing with this show is it seems like, I mean, as many changes as we get in 90 Day Fiancé of crazy stuff that's going on, it's like all of that multiplied by 10, a show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
So much happened.
Blondie says she's been playing both ends against the middle. Yeah, she is. She still did. Marcel, I can't. I just want to call him Marcel. I can't there. He is shallow. I agree. He is shallow. A lot of these people don't have a lot of personality. Either they don't have a personality or they're like out there. I don't.
Well, how many times on this show do we hear them say that they saw a picture and that was that? Like Caitlin said that about Matt, is that she saw his pictures and she just thought, this is it. We're meant to be together. This is just it. Okay. Then we have last season, we have James and Ayala was the same way. James saw a picture of Ayala and was just like, she's the one for me. That's it. It was all about external.
Well, that's why I went to look to see when I went on that inmate.com to see if anybody moved me. They did not.
And you guys, there's also Clint and Tracy. Clint saw Tracy and said, that's the one. She's my goddess. I don't even know what her charges are, basically. Well, he didn't even bother to find out why she happened to be in prison.
Come on now.
I don't think she looks a lot like her photos, even with the makeover.
Well, I'm gonna go. Let's move on to Matt and Caitlin.
Oh God.
I think Caitlin might be a little drama queen. Do y'all think I'm right? I think Caitlin might be a slip of a drama queen.
Well, okay, so the latest is that she was married twice previously and she has an 11-year-old son who she was taken to court in April and found to be in arrears of child support of $12,000.
Makes sense. She looks like
the
that.
The only thing that she's been practical on is not to get married to Matt right away. That's the only thing we've seen on the show that has any kind of I'm clued in to reality. Everything else is, oh my God. And when she threw her phone, can we just, do we want to start at the beginning of the scene?
Can we?
Yes.
Can we start on that effing drive to the damn diner that she was going to? Why does she put her leg up in the seat when she drives? I hate that. But anyway, just put her leg in the seat while she's driving. No makeup on. Did you forget she was on a damn show? And then whining and hollering about that fucking mama before they ever got there. And Matt's like, I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you. Don't worry about it.
Well, and
I'm nice. I'll understand your mother better than you do because I'm a convict.
That. Can we just pause really quick on Matt's comment that I'm sure your mom and I was what did he say, that we have a lot in common or something like that? It's like
he will know her mother better than she does because they both drug addicted convicts, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's all I have to say. That's all. That's all I have to say.
So this girl. So I had the same thing happened this episode for me with Brittany. Happened with Caitlin too. I was really feeling sorry for this girl. I was thinking, God, she just seems really reactive, totally emotionally damaged. Yes, she had this horrible childhood. Her mother's an addict. She is just a disaster. That didn't change until a bit later. But yeah, they show the, what did you call them? Confessionals. I have to go back to Lizzie confessional before we stop. I had one other comment. But for Caitlin, they're showing there that her and Matt back and forth, right? She's like, I hate drugs. And he's like, I love drugs. And I'm thinking they really don't have a lot in common. They should neither be.
Have y'all spliced this conversation wrong? Because
both pro or both anti. And so if you're a mom, you hate drugs because your mother's an addict and you have this devastated life and this horrible childhood because of it. What are you doing? You go on a website, at least look for a murderer. Look for somebody who could, committed some sort of bank fraud. Don't pick someone who's like, oh, my favorite thing is meth. I love it. I love meth and I love prison. This is setting yourself up for failure. And I find it very interesting. I
guess you go back to what you know. And she knows dysfunction and being the victim, because I will call, if your parent is on drugs, you're a victim of drugs. Your parent's not, because they're doing them, but you're a complete victim of it. And why she wants to get back, and I guess it's all she knows.
Well, and we saw last episode, for me, it was really telling when the whole episode she's talking about she has a fear of being abandoned. She, all of that. And she picked someone who he ran away from home lots. He climbed out the windows to get away. So she picked someone who runs away from things.
And so maybe
I'll tell you, I had abandonment issues. And I probably had them for 30 years. And I made some very stupid decisions because I didn't know any better. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, that being said, there comes a point when my look on life is skewed and it's not causing me anything but trouble. Perhaps I'm wrong. And I might, don't get me wrong. I guarantee you mental health, she's not. Look, if you go, like today, if I called and wanted to go see a psychiatrist, I would, it'd be 3 or 4 months away to get an appointment. A friend of mine took her daughter to the emergency room, right? And, they got in, but it was somewhere 3 hours away from here. So
wow.
And see, in Virginia, if y'all will remember, one of our senators he took his son to the hospital because he was suicidal and homicidal. They said we got nowhere for him. Had to take him back home. That night, the kid tried to kill him. And I want to say killed him. I can't remember.
Yeah, he killed his mother.
There you go.
I remember that.
All of a sudden, the senator's like, hey, we need to get people in. And that's the only reason why there was a place opened up 3 hours away. Because now, because of what that senator passed, if there's anything available in a so many mile radius, that's where you go. And I'm gonna tell you what you go in: an ambulance. You don't get driven there. An ambulance comes and gets you. Even if you go to across town, an ambulance takes you. So
Wow.
girl, I guess they're in Washington. I imagine that getting a hold of any kind of mental health care is probably slim to none that she would even be able to afford it if she wanted it. So
I just wonder if the system is overtaxed, because I know in California it's pretty streamlined that if you ended up at the hospital, you're in care. Like they will transition you to some kind of care.
I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia. So, and we have facilities at a hospital. We have another thing called Horizon. We have a lot of different, but if there's not a bed, there's not a bed. In fact, before that senator was attacked and his wife was killed, that's just tough shit. Take them home. We ain't got no room for them.
Well, all right. So we see that Caitlyn does have these kinds of issues. Okay, but the thing is she has abandonment issues with her mom. She has an 11-year-old son who apparently she has been estranged from his life for the last year, or at least while she's been with Matt.
Yeah.
And so she's arrears in child support because she has no job, because she announced that on the show, but it said she used to be an administrative assistant. So I don't know what happened with that.
And we don't know where
I know that she was living at her mom's house, packed up and left and went to his mom's house, wherever that is. And maybe she had to quit a job or something to do it. But whatever her choices are we don't
know where her father is. So
she has a son that she's doing the exact same thing too. So I don't have any.
Let me tell you, I can from experience. Devin, her father was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. All he ever talked about is how his dad didn't show up in his life till 3 months before he died. Guess what?
Who was that?
My 24-year-old daughter's father. But guess what happened? He ain't been in her life, and he's in town. He did the same thing to he's got 2 other kids, but he did the same thing to her that he cried and cried and cried and drank about. That's what he picked to drink about. And now he drinks because he's ruined her life. Alcoholics always got to have a reason.
Right.
So,
an excuse, yeah.
An excuse. So, apparently Matt is going to jump right back into it if we, with the previews. Well, when that mother is late, I don't know how late she was to that little powwow. I have no idea. I mean, they drank a cup of coffee. Is that 20 minutes? Is that 30 minutes? I don't know. And then the mom showed up. But if I know I'm going to be on TV, I might be a little late too. I might be scared to death, and I know I'm going to be confronted in this daughter that I was a horrible parent to. The bitch showed up. Be happy. I mean, I'm serious, but she showed up. She might have been late, but she showed up. She was going to take her, take her licks on national TV. Give her a little credit. But then this little drama queen had to stomp off and throw her phone and go stomp across the damn street. And Matt's chasing her and hugging her and loving her. And,
Okay, comforting her the entire time. And then in the end, all she did was greet her mom with a hug anyway. So the whole in the middle didn't even need to happen. Could have just done that from the outset and just been an adult and just put your issues aside and try and have a nice time, which is what happened in the end in the first place.
Well, Caitlyn is all about Caitlyn. Caitlyn's got to be the center of attention. And I think she put Matt as the center of attention for a while, and that won't go stay. And I got to have a little episode myself. So let's invite my drug-addicted mother, who looks like my grandmother. I'm not going to stop it. I thought it was a grandmother.
To me, it was an excuse to test Matt. It was testing him to make sure he's going to comfort her, to make sure he's going to be there. It was also testing her mom to sit there and wait for her because she hadn't had her in her life, so she's going to make her wait to be in her life. It was a whole thing that she did.
I'm not taking up for the mother, but the mother knew how she was going to be portrayed and what their relationship was, and she showed up. Was she late? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
However late, it's weird that they didn't. It's weird that they didn't let us know, because normally when there's something that one of the people is late for, we get a reason why and a time or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this woman was probably 20, 30 minutes late. I don't think it was that late. Honest to God. Or they would have put it on there. And we know that little girl wouldn't have sat there that long if it'd been any longer. So, oh God, I can't with her. And this is what I talked about before. When you have two people who are not whole people coming together, trying to make a couple, and you're not whole. She's like, oh, Matt has been my rock. Matt is in no position to be your rock.
She said,
right.
Yeah, sure. I wrote this down because it shocked me so much. She said, Matt has always had the ability to ground me and calm me down and bring me back to earth. They barely know each other. What do you mean
Right.
always? She is delusional. She is delusional. And then I find out I was feeling sorry for her in her delusional self. And then I find out she has this child that she is supposed to be helping support financially, and she cannot go get a job because apparently she's busy having a romance with a meth addict.
You are $12,000 behind.
That's a lot.
I can tell you. I'm going to tell you what my child support was for Devin Burford and the artist that was her father. $233 a month from the time she was 1 until the day she turned 18. It never went up, and I couldn't feed her a month on that. And so, and I'm in Virginia, obviously, and child support enforcement would say they were going to take him to court, but I would just go into court and file the papers every month, every 3 months. Then it takes another couple months to get into the court. So by then, you're 5 months behind, and then you do two. All right. So this bitch ain't been paying for a minute. All right, $12,000, and I guarantee you, the father of that child said, "Wait a minute, you're making something off this. Show your own, and I want it."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, $1,000 an episode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So bravo to him, because he said, "Oh no, you're not gonna make a cent off this. You owe me everything."
Right.
And that's why he probably would have.
But on top of that, to be estranged from your child and just unplug yourself from their life when you have abandonment issues with your mom yourself, that's just kind of over the top for me.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, now that I'm thinking about it from the other side, that kid does not need to have that train wreck around. Maybe it's better this way.
That's where, looking at it from a fortunate point of view of, there is that. At the same time, the child, we all, when we're children, our mom is our mom. So there is an impact to that kid for her not acting right.
I don't.
Devin, I'm married to Mr. 681, and I've been married to Mr. 681 since Devin was in the kindergarten. And he's been a damn good father to her. But it doesn't matter what he did, it's everything her father didn't do. So even with the father figure who's doing everything he can for you, it is everything that fucker didn't do. And that's the same
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this. This is kind of funny. My mom and my dad got divorced when she was pregnant with me. And so I have an older brother and older sister, same parents, but they divorced, and my dad hightailed it out, and we didn't see him. And there was no communication at all whatsoever, but he did have to pay child support.
Right.
And so he did that, but we had no communication with him at all whatsoever. Fast forward 45 years, my parents started talking again. And my dad started writing to my mom. They got remarried.
Stop it.
Like a year and a half later.
Oh, God.
Yes, they got remarried a year and a half later. And my mom was like 82 and my dad was like 93. And then they were married for a couple of years and my dad passed away last year.
Did you ever have a relationship with? I mean, did you just say?
Not well, I was the one that kind of got him back into touch with all of us because he extended himself in the form of a check to all of us a few years prior. And everyone else wrote immediately and said thank you. And I didn't write my thank you note at all because I kind of knew that when I wrote my thank you note, I would be saying it's water under the bridge. You just bought my forgiveness, basically, kind of thing.
Right.
So it took me quite a while to process to the point where I was like, look, he's 89 years old. I don't have any idea about him as a person. So do I get to know him over these next few years, or do I make some kind of a stink about I had Girl Scouts and I had softball and you weren't there? And, I had to let that go before I could say thank you. And basically I looked at it from the point of view of, I know adult couples now who have gotten divorced, who have had children. I've seen it go nasty. I've seen it go well. I know that as far as them being a couple, I have no say. So I just basically wrote him and said, I'd like to just get to know you now.
Right.
So I'm going to clean slate on anything, and I'm just going to get to know you as my dad now.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think. My dad have a weird relationship where he's never been around. He lives in another state. The older I get, the more contentious this relationship gets. Where I hate him, I love him. I hate him, I love him. And I hadn't talked to him in a couple of years since my sister died. And then y'all remember when I found my brother?
Yeah.
And I said, let me call him, and I hadn't talked to him in years. And I had to drop this in his lap. But my thing all along, why I wouldn't call him, and it's awful to say, but I said, I would tell my friends and family, if I get to know him now, he's just going to die on me. And that's a horrible way to protect yourself, but that's the way I did.
Well, we all have our own, like I said, my sister and my brother reached out to him and forgave him right away. We all have in their way. My sister still held grudges and they fought, I guess, on and off while he was around. My brother was just a surface kind of thing, like, hey, I'm married now and this is my wife and this is what we do and you're cool. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I just basically just loved and supported my mom I wanted her to date that whole time and she never dated anyone else. So I was happy that she got a relationship and she was loving that part. Yeah. And I was suggested things for like her to do with Valentine's Day for him and stuff like that. Anyway, back to the show. I'm sorry.
That shit's deep. No, that's interesting. Oh my God. Look, everybody that's here, all you 16 people, you just got an exclusive. All right. Okay, so Matt is Caitlin's rock and blah blah blah. I gotta save the best for last. So let's go.
Can we just give Matt some props right now though? Because I have to say, he has been arrested again, but it was for vehicular accidents, and so non injury. I haven't seen any injury, but it hasn't been for meth. And he's normally back in jail within 8 hours. The mom said
he wrecked Caitlin's truck. He rear-ended a woman,
but he's still out
before Christmas, and then he rear-ended somebody else again,
and he's out again.
He's still out.
Yes,
right, but they're down to they're down to misdemeanors. except for this suspended license. So
I guarantee you what Caitlyn did is Caitlyn said it was stolen. All right, and she had to have. And then when he caused damage, right, for whatever reason, she said, "Oh, wait a minute, no, he didn't steal it." So now she be on the hook for whatever that damage, to save him from having Grand Theft Auto. She said, "Oh no, he didn't steal it. I was wrong." Now she's on the hook to pay a woman broke her arm.
Well, the second accident was because of the damage done to the vehicle for the first accident.
He says. The
report says that the reason that the second accident happened was because of the damage that was done from the first accident.
Well, he's got two driving under suspended. And a bitch out there with a broken arm. And if I'm a bitch with a broken arm and that fucker's done it, we got a problem, me and you.
Well, yeah.
And me and you too, Caitlin. And I'm going to
So far, no drugs, though. So good for you, Matt.
Well, there you go, Matt.
Did anybody before we move on, did anybody besides me notice how bizarre Caitlin's mother's toes were?
Oh, I can't. No.
I all capped it in my notes. What is up with the mom's toes?
No.
Really? Oh.
Absolutely not.
I didn't notice.
Oh, you didn't? Everyone,
I'm not gonna go back and
look.
My ass ain't going back.
What is it? What are we looking for? What is it?
After when she starts talking and she's like, "Oh, I was a horrible mother," they show her toe briefly, and it's freaky. It's just so bizarre.
Damn you producers!
Everyone, you have to go back and look at her toe.
And I hate.
Do the producers? Do the producers?
So they're saying, Scotty.
Do the producers specifically?
Gotta cut one. That's what they're saying. Caitlin's mom's toes and Scott either. We gotta cut one. We don't have enough time for both. And some producer said, show the toes. I didn't see it.
Did the producer specifically cut to her feet?
I do. Oh God, I don't remember. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look too. I want to see.
I don't trust them.
The cinematography.
The producers.
The cinematography.
Okay, you guys. That's
that but me. Cinematography. Can I get some appreciation?
I'm a cheap person. I hate them. No. This is gone off the rails. God.
All right.
That was funny, Iridium.
I'm telling you, we have led her down a road that's just,
Yep. Yeah.
She was back on Earth, and now we're just fucking, she's looking at toes.
Ladies, that's a good transition, though, because we've got to transition to Clint and Tracy.
No, let's do Meghan, Michael, and Sarah. Meghan, Michael, and with Clint and Tracy.
Yeah.
Meghan, Michael, Sarah.
Don't forget. Yeah, don't forget about that weird triangle. Can I make I noted something that I have not been impressed with Michael until this episode. Michael, when he is with Sarah, stops and asks her when they're at the hotel if she is ovulating. And I noted Michael understands more about human reproduction than Caitlyn does.
Sarah.
Then Caitlyn, who after spending the night with Matt at the cabin said, "You filled my tummy up with babies."
Oh my goodness. And it became a thing. She mentioned it again in the car.
No. Your tummy, seriously? I was impressed. I was like, hey, he knows something.
Michael saying the word ovulating. I was like, what? Wow.
Well, and what kind of a reply is that? Ooh-wee, after she says yes, that she's ovulating, he's like, ooh-wee. And at the same time, he's like, Megan's my queen. Sarah is a queen, and I love her because she's my girl's mom, but I have to, it's like I'm a spy, and this is a mission. And in order to complete the mission, I have to have sex with her. It's not that I want to.
Right.
And she won this idiot. As we now know, she won the moron. She got the booby prize. But I'll tell you what, I was, I'm wondering how long it took for Michael and the daughter to get used to each other. I guess, what do you do? I don't even know. One, all right, I made a note. When she walked into her grandparents' house, that great up said, fuck you, hello, nothing. He was sitting there reading the paper.
Yep.
I died laughing.
Good.
They looked. Is it just me, or do they look blindsided?
They look tired because they've had to keep that damn kid.
Yes.
And those two idiots stopped at a hotel for about 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, I noticed they left in the middle of the day. So I don't think they spend the night, but they look tired to me. And that grandfather just he never looked up, said, screw you, hello, fuck off, nothing.
Yeah.
And that baby is gorgeous.
She's pretty.
Yes.
She's pretty cute.
She is
gorgeous.
Yeah.
So,
and seemed like a sweet little girl too.
Yeah, a well-adjusted little child.
Can somebody answer me? Well, can you explain to me why did they think it was a good idea to have him basically jump out of the bushes at her? Why not? When then she's terrified, she's upset, she's emotionally overwhelmed then, right?
Yeah.
Why not say they've been telling the little girl, daddy's at work. So why not, a week beforehand or something, get a little calendar, help her cross off the days. He's just to prepare her emotionally. I couldn't believe they did that. And then Sarah is shocked. Oh my God, she's going through something. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is, really.
Here's what bothered me.
Just jumped out of the bushes.
Yeah, when he got upset, and that auntie woman touched on this too. He got upset, and she said to that child, "Daddy's upset."
That was awful.
Puts a lot of child. And
that
she was like, "Well, let's hug him. Go hug him."
I just thought that was really emotionally manipulative.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
So
absolutely. And I didn't see any tears from him. I think he orchestrated that. And he was the one that came up with the plan in the car that he was going to have her bring her outside to play with a ball, and he's going to come around the back and jump out of the bushes.
Well, we've seen no emotion from him.
No.
I've seen nothing from him until, all right, when he took that little girl to the park, and he was really connected with that kid, and they were swinging. She was doing his nails, and then he asked the producer for a phone and called Megan. I know, but I will say this: he had showed emotion when he was with that daughter. He was a real smile. I hadn't seen him smile, and then when he was talking to Megan, his face lit up, and I'm thinking, oh my God. This is the first time I've seen any emotion out of him.
All right. Can we just pause for a second? And it's creepy to me, and maybe it's just me, when he says pretty girl to his daughter constantly. Yeah. It's just kind of gross. I don't know. He's like, whatever, pretty girl. Okay, pretty girl. What about pretty girl? It's like inauthentic or something.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
He might not have wanted her name. Well, for all we know, he didn't want anyone saying her name, and that horse left the building before he ever got out of jail.
Well,
I don't know. I thought it was kind of, if I was somebody coming out of jail, I wouldn't want,
Yeah, because he just says my daughter. He doesn't call her name. He just says my daughter, my daughter, my daughter.
He forgot it. That's all. That's All right.
Oh, I
Yes.
did. I
All right,
also thought he better hope that the daughter's not old enough to say to Sarah, "Mommy, Daddy, make phone call."
she is old enough. Oh, she is old enough. And what I know about children is even when you think they're not listening, oh, they know exactly what's going on. She looked like she was rolling around in the clovers having fun. Believe me, she knew everything Daddy was saying.
Oh, but Sarah
Now, will
already
she tell her
knows.
mother?
She
Well,
already knows about her, right?
girl,
Didn't it come out that she knew about her the whole time or something like that? Isn't that what Megan says?
That's trying to come out. That's trying to come out. I don't know. Well, I can't believe anything that I don't. We'll see. On that'll come out in the wash, as they say.
Well, okay, so can we talk about when the girl says, "Is that mommy?" and points to the car? It looked like he put the phone down. If that's the case, you better believe Sarah's already got her eyes peeled for him and what he's doing as she's driving up.
Two, he told
Like,
Megan he's not even supposed to have a phone. And
Oh,
I don't.
right.
I think.
yeah, but I think
that's a lie.
I think that was a lie. They
That's
can't
a lie.
stop someone from having communication. Wouldn't they
Yeah.
want them to have communication?
Last year with that Dominic, he couldn't call from a cell phone. He had to call from a landline or a payphone.
I wonder if the rules are different from if it's a state-based parole.
Well, then it's on him, though. It's on him. If he knows he's not supposed to have a phone, oh, you want to do a reality TV show with me? Okay. Can I borrow your phone? Film me on the phone. I mean, I've been on the phone since I got out of jail. So I think that was a lie.
Well, and he already knows the girls. If they didn't know about each other before, he's doing a reality TV show and talking about it. What is
right?
I don't.
He'd rather ask for forgiveness than
Are we
permission.
not? Are we allowed to mention the scenes from next week about them?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
God. So they
see. Okay, I wanted to tell y'all that she lost her virginity to him because Sarah, the sister and Sarah were on Instagram going, "You dummy, you lost your virginity to him." I wanted to say that sorry, but I didn't want to bust it out.
I mean, look,
look, I get my information where I get my information. Don't ask questions. But I knew that she had lost it, and Sarah's like making fun of her. But I mean, look, Megan is 30-some. Ish.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, and Auntie pointed this out, but I'm mad at Auntie, and I'm gonna tell you why later. That every time they showed Megan while he was out, she was either eating something or in the kitchen. Every time she'd answer the phone, "Where you been?" She was in that kitchen chopping up shit, eating like a horse. So,
well, and she's the one who spent $12,000 talking to him.
Oh my God, can you even imagine?
No.
All right, look, we got 20 minutes to cover Clint and Tracy.
Can I say two things real quick?
Yes.
Real quick. Okay, I noted that unlike many of the other people on the show, Michael has very nice teeth.
He does.
He does. And
he
I
has
also
a very pretty smile.
He does. And then I wanted to go back to Lizzie. Lizzie, when they were at the restaurant, she needs to get some clothes that cover those girls up. Because if you notice, next episode, watch her confessional. She always is using her arms to squish those two things together. Okay. But when she's at the restaurant, then during the episode, though, she will not wear a bra. She's just kind of things are heading for both the east and the west.
The bra would have inhibited her hands from stuffing food in her face. She knew what she was doing. Just like Waddle, I just knew she was gonna put that damn food bag on. Fuck this bra. Fuck this bra.
I wish
she just can't hold 2 drinks and shove oysters down my damn throat. But these were her clothes. I mean, oh my God, I can't with her. Yeah, but let's talk about something really disgusting. Tracy in the purple underwear with no eyebrows when she came home when they finished having sex.
I noticed no eyebrows too. She looks like the guy who played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. She just looks eternally surprised.
He screwed the eyebrows off her.
Why did this happen?
I don't know.
No, maybe she was born that way.
Lead poisoning, because she was drawing all her eyebrows on with pencil, and then all of them fell off.
Okay, but here we are with another one. Here we are with another one that this is national TV. It's also going to be, it's going to be everywhere now that we have social media. We're broadcasting to the world possibly. And this, what? What are you doing?
Doing tequila shots at 8 in the morning with fucking pink purple underwear and no eyebrows.
The day after you get out of prison. The day after you get out of prison, which is also your wedding day, to the man who you only met for the first time when he picked you up the day before.
He poured the tequila shots, right? She's got her little lemon waiting in her hand. I don't know what orifice she pulled that out of. And she's like taking a shot. Her head hit, she almost got whiplash. She went back so quick. And if you notice, he never took the shot. It went up to his mouth, but he never took the shot. And
he actually didn't? I didn't notice that.
She said, "Oh, I did. He did not take the shot." And and then he pours her another shot, and she takes that. And then they're sitting when they're talking about the credit card. She's got another shot. And here's what he said. I quoted it. In the past, Tracy was a party girl, but she's wanting badly to change her ways.
As she's taking tequila shots in the morning.
Yeah, before you're going to borrow a car and go drive around town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So with his credit card and his debit card.
Is it his mother's card though? It's not really his card.
I don't know.
His mother's card.
Why did this even happen?
And she goes, I need your card to put the draft on. And he was like, well, went over my budget. And she was like, but this is our special day. And he was like, okay, well, 500.
She said the special day part before he even gave her a limit, or no, after he gave her after he gave her $500, he said, what about can we just do 500? Is that good? And she's like, but this is a really special day. And he's like, well, okay, try and stay with 500. But if you see something and it's more, then just go ahead and do it. And here's not only my credit card, but just take my debit card too. Okay, bye.
And she was going, are you going to take this off me tonight, baby? And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, no, stop. Stop. He's never had anyone treat her like a queen before, which means I didn't know queens took tequila shots at 8 in the morning, stole credit cards and cars, and walked around in their underwear. But apparently I've been obsessed with the wrong queen. I don't think Elizabeth does that. I don't think my Queen Elizabeth does that.
Okay, so here's the part though, is that all he said was that they had sex all night. That's awesome. Best sex he ever had. There wasn't one word in "we stayed up all night talking." I just, she's just such a wonderful. It's all physical.
He doesn't
totally all physical.
She says that I get on your nerves running my mouth all night. He was like, oh, no. He said, you're not saying I'm a crazy bitch. And he was like, oh, no. Have a tequila shot. No. Have some more tequila.
As she's having, I didn't count them, but 4 to your counting, 4 tequila shots.
4. And I can tell you, when I drink tequila, I know this is not everybody, but if I have 1 tequila, I can possibly.
I just can't even imagine first thing.
I'm gonna fight you.
First thing in the morning, though. My goodness, just the thought of drinking tequila first thing in the morning.
After 1, I'd want to fight you. I can't do tequila, but apparently she can't either.
I can't even smell it. Jose Cuervo and I used to be good friends in college, and then we had a night that was just wrong, and he and I are no longer on speaking terms. If I smell tequila, it's kind of bad.
He broke up with me too, and but every once in a while I go get a margarita grande at my local Mexican place, and I can drink one of those, which is huge. And if I go to order a third, anybody that's with me goes, no, I mean a second one, not a third, a second one. They'll go, no, 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 no. I'm like, you're right. So
we're still together.
They show him at 4:20 or 4:30 getting dressed for the wedding. Hadn't heard from her.
And his clothes, he's like, oh, my mother told me to hang these up and I didn't, and now they're wrinkled. And he's like, he's like, oh my God, what do I do? He is a hotel worker. He should know that hotels have people who can help you with wrinkled clothes, or he could iron his shirt. Have an iron in the. How does he not know this?
I don't know.
He is dumb.
Way back in my 20s when I was going to college, I worked the front desk, and you knew about that kind of stuff.
Oh, I should have opened it.
But you guys, here he is, and he's just getting ready, and he didn't give her a phone. He gave her his credit card and his debit card, but he did not give her a phone. So there's no way.
Talk about that. When he says it, he kind of looks up at that space thinking, oh.
And there's no way to communicate for her or him.
Yeah. Well, then, all right, so he's getting ready. Then we're at 8:20 outside of wherever he is. And he's
I'll just meet you there.
With that goddess, that he has a piece of paper with goddess written on it. I'm sure that's their marriage license. I would think both of them would have to be there for that, but I might be wrong. I don't know what was in there. But, you know, this is a first for her. She's probably really nervous. You know, it takes women a long time when they get married. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Well, and he's already at 2.5 hours, and he's like, she'll just be, she'll be here. She'll be
I'll
here.
wait here all night.
2.5 hours. Yes. She's just, you know, and he said there's no way that she wouldn't. I mean, everything's been on board. She said yes, and she hasn't wanted to back out.
Been with her but he had known her for about 12 hours. And so he said, I'll wait all night if I have to. And I said, bitch, you're going to have to. You ain't got no car and no money to get home.
And she doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have a phone. So there's no way that you can even try to call her or find out where she is. That's great.
So do we know who was it? Was it emergency services who ended up wrapping a blanket around him? How does he get the blanket?
I don't know, because in the previews, he's got the sweater on, and she's going, Scott, talk to me. I'm your mother. And he was like, I don't know.
No, he says he can't, and I think it's because he's on camera.
I think it's because he doesn't want to tell his mother, but check off with your credit card.
No, I gave it to her. I gave her my debit card and my credit card, and she took off.
She stole the car too.
Yeah.
Did you try and call her? Did you try and call her? Well, no, I didn't give her a phone.
He's got he's talking to his mommy on the phone. Clint, tell me.
But doesn't it say, you guys, somewhere that I read, he has a tattoo of her name on him.
Good.
Oh boy.
Good.
And he tweeted at Jonna from last season about something about them breaking up and it being hard or something like that.
And that Tracy, she took off to go get drugs. I believe it was cocaine. She went to.
Well, we haven't seen her in the next week's episode. Only him.
No, we just see him crying. And then I guess that other couple, which I didn't even write their name down. The one that what the hell are they watching in there? I didn't even write their name down. With the woman and the guy that's getting out of jail. Fucking hell. He's really cute and she's 46 and not cute.
Oh, Tony
you know?
and Angela.
Yeah, I didn't even write that. He's coming out too.
Okay, so she's the one. Just a reminder. She's the one from last season who she thought he was getting out, and she went to pick him up. And the first thing she said was, maybe he was just snowing me, and he just, took off. And she gives him $200 a month. She pays $200 a month to keep him in his prison finery.
Shrimp.
She had to keep him in shrimp and healthy food.
And she has $40 left for herself out of her paycheck, and she gives him $200 a month.
Yep. Oh, and when they're talking, when I watched the Where Are They Now, I watched the whole one because I went on the web, the channel, like we.com, because I had only seen snippets of that Where Were They Now. So I watched the whole thing. And she was in that wedding venue and eating that, they brought her out a Caesar salad. And he I like to eat that off you.
What?
And then they brought out some chicken.
I haven't seen this.
You put it in your mouth.
I have not seen this. What?
Oh, if you go to we.com, you can watch the whole episodes. And this is the Where Are They Now? I only saw it in snippets on YouTube. But I watched the entire thing on we.com, and he's coming out.
Are they substituting? If Tracy's really gone, maybe that's why they stuck those two back on the end of the season.
If they make me wait a week or two for Tracy and Clint, I will write a letter. Because I am all up in that. I have to know. I want to see him, and I'm not a cruel person, but I want to see him in that blanket, curled up. I want to see the entire breakdown, because if you didn't know that was coming, well, I understand Clint has been dropped on his head a couple times. I'm telling you right now, his elevator is not right.
I don't understand the 100% investment without even checking to see what her charges are, or never having a conversation about it, and getting married the next day. I don't know where. And his mom is so supportive.
That's being a bad parent. If you're gonna make a bad decision, you're gonna do it on your own, and I'm not gonna finance it.
Right.
I've said that. I'll tell you what, my oldest daughter, when she was 18, picked up and moved to Virginia Beach with her friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want it to happen, but she did it. Then she met a moron and married him. Okay. So then they come back down here to Lynchburg, and it didn't work out. And when the money for the divorce, I told her, you didn't invite me to the wedding, don't invite me to the divorce. Figure it out. I do not, you know what I'm saying? You figured it out. You made the bad decision. You weren't adult enough to say I do. Now you have to pay to say I don't.
Well, he's already said that he doesn't make much money. That was one of his things. And he's already over budget, that he spent as much as he did. And then is like 500, let's just say 500, but if it's more, it's okay. Just open the wallet. So he doesn't even have an idea of a number in his head.
No, but his mama did. His mama did. And I get 100%. That's the mom's credit card. 100% guarantee you. And the only money he has is in that debit card. I'm telling you, that he ain't got no credit card. He ain't got no credit card.
Well, he gave her open carte blanche to do whatever she wanted to do with those cards. And that's crazy.
Oh my God. And I'm sorry, for $500, you can find a really nice wedding dress, and well, y'all remember Larissa got hers from the Goodwill now.
Even a spandex one.
We saw what she wore for her evening out.
Right?
Even though it's spandex.
The dresses that she really likes are not very much money. I've seen those dresses.
No, not at all. She could pick up a nice tube top and skirt for like, I don't know, $20. $20
or less.
And she would be right. She would be wearing better clothes on her back than she's ever worn if she puts that on.
I don't understand. If you're going to pay $350 for a cut, color, and blowout, which is extraordinary, why you wouldn't have that for your wedding day?
Because she looked like a wreck. He had to. Well, I don't know. She was a wreck. Oh, she was a wreck.
Yeah, and she even took a shower the wedding day. Was she also going to get her hair done and all that? I mean, is it like a day of beauty thing?
No, it turned into just her stealing the car and going to buy drugs.
Well, I know what it turned. I mean, what was it supposed to be?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. All I know
it wouldn't just be like go buy a dress and she. Did she even have makeup on when she left? I didn't think her hair was done.
Well, she didn't have the eyebrows. There were no eyebrows. Her hair was not done. But
it wasn't even the start of any eyebrows. You know how some people will just pluck them, but they'll leave that little starter like little marks. They'll leave it. No, she didn't shave her eyebrows off and had a zero. Walked around that corner in them underwear with no eyebrows and said, look at me, baby, look at me. And I'm like, I would have said, number one, put eyebrows on. That's gross.
I was struck with the fact that they know that there's a TV crew standing right next to that guy that she's coming out and talking to, and you're coming out of the bathroom looking like that I don't understand.
That she went on a crack bender for 11 days, she read. I would believe that.
She's over budget. I'm guessing that cost
yes.
more than $500.
That was Clint's thing, is that he said that she went on, but she said she never slept with anyone, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Good Jesus. Oh, come on. She showed that underwear to somebody.
He had said something about her being gone on a drug binge for like 11 days or something, but she said that she didn't sleep with anyone else.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe her. I believe her. She looks very trustworthy. All right, guys, it's 8:00.
All right.
It is 8:00. So,
to the chat, we hope that you enjoyed the conversation. We hope that you catch up on the shows. You can enter in with your thoughts and ideas and
comment below.
Craziness. Wow.
And we've all let you in on, we've all opened up. Well, Iridium hasn't. Next time it's our turn on our crazy childhoods and but Iridium probably, nice parents who probably wonder, why is our daughter like this now? She was perfectly fine before she started that YouTube. But anyway, thank you to my 2 co-hosts and the 13 watchers that are still here. That said,
good night, Sarah Jane's Journey.
All right.
Good night, Iridium. Good night to the entire chat. Good night, everyone watching.
We will be back Tuesday to discuss this episode, any developments that happen, and The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'll see you Tuesday. Tuesday at 7. Okay.
That's a weigh-in for the chat on the girls, too, on The Bachelor.
Yeah. People, comment in the comments below. Comment. What do you want to see? Who do you love? Who do you hate? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Sarah, thank you for being the only one left. We'll see y'all Tuesday. Tuesday. All right.
Sounds good. Bye.
It's on. Bye.
All right.
Go.